Are you curious about what pushes pioneers forward? What drives their purpose and motivate them to accomplish the impossible? I sure did. Since then, I've gathered a lot of resources that enables me to constantly put in actions towards achieving my biggest goals without ever looking back. Now, I'm exposing the 5 most impactful notions which resolved the challenges around finding my purpose. But what is purpose? In the most simple words, it is defined as the reason for which something is done. For example, the purpose of Stephen Hawking was to unravel the mysteries of the universe. In a sense, it's more a direction than a goal. But don't forget the end of the definition. Something is done. The stronger and clearer your purpose is, the more you'll be inclined to take actions towards it. Now, here's a blank canvas, which represents Bob's achievements in life. When something happens to Bob, or Bob takes an action, the painting reshapes into this new version of the state of his life. For example, he starts as a human baby. He grows and learns to walk, to talk. Eventually, he learns to ride a bicycle. He finishes school, he buys his first house and such. But what if instead he failed school or was diagnosed with a very special disease? Does it instantly and permanently change his painting? Of course not. That's why having purpose is so important. Because even though we suffer through the bad bumps of life, we will always be able to recenter our energies towards our purpose. Part 1. Buried dreams. In childhood and early adulthood, dreams and aspirations emerge for us to achieve them. Often, we let those dreams slip away as we focus on more logical pursuits, such as building a career or starting a family. But let's not overlook how important those early aspirations are. From my standpoint, a purposeful adult is someone who can both use his intellect and follow their heart simultaneously in their journey on earth. Here's an example from my own life that showcases the importance of digging out buried dreams. For me, it was to become a professional gamer. At some point during my path as a scholar, I thought I gave up on this dream to get a well-paid job. But this aspiration was never truly done with me until very recently. Even without noticing it, I was subconsciously visualizing myself as this professional gamer in a big American team, and it reflected directly into my actions. I was thinking about how I could improve in those games at every opportunity I could put my hands on. Of course, this had a big impact on my grades, on my health, and my relationships. And I really thought about if I was simply addicted to it. Today, I can safely say I was not, since I was able to prove myself that I am able to have good life, work, and leisure balance in my life. But for a very long time, it felt like I did not really have control over my actions. So how did I take control back? First, I acknowledged this hidden purpose and started to take the first few steps to become a pro gamer. As I was pursuing the lifestyle of a professional gamer, it quickly turned from an ideal to an undesirable state. Yes, if I was able to achieve it, I would travel the world and compete in a game that I love. I'd spend time with the best competitive teams on earth, gain a huge exposure to the community. I would also have the potential to make a lot of money, but to reach that point, I'd have to become truly exceptional at this game. And between you and me, I learned the hard way that becoming exceptional at anything, truly mastering it, takes a ton of time and deliberate practice. At some point, it came down to those 2 questions. What would be the final result of becoming one of the best gamers ever? And what would it cost for me to achieve it? I reflected for many weeks on this subject before deciding if I continued or stopped aiming so high. I very quickly realized that following this deep purpose made me evolve so much quicker than anything I'd ever followed in my life. And that's the power of digging out our buried dreams. Before going any deeper, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss any upcoming episodes. Part 2. Reshaping Ambition. What is interesting about the quest for purpose finding is that it's never going to be 100% clear or precise, nor invariable. If we go through early adulthood without actively seeking our purpose, our canvas may end up looking more like a Jackson Pollock painting. This was essentially my experience, since I was driven mainly by maximizing dopamine. Today, I feel like there's so many ways to reshape that canvas into something that is much more suiting to the mind, while also providing a springboard effect to mindful productivity. But we need to accept that we cannot go from being completely aimless to becoming the most purposeful person on the planet in a single day. Small steps will need to be taken before jumping into a big life project. When I first decided to put my energies towards this new purpose, I hired a gaming coach, I practiced game theory, drills, reaction time, and put myself on a strict physical and nutritional regimen. I learned about neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, from Tony Robbins in his famous book, Unlimited Power, which I recommend if you want to get into improvement, and decided to apply this theory to the field of gaming. Very quickly, I noticed impressive results, and my life was already reshaping itself around this purpose that was buried for so long. I was passionate and loving every moment of it. Through that experience, I have learned many lessons. Here's two of them. I am able to achieve great things, and clear purpose is a very powerful motivational force for achievements. After getting those insights, I decided to remold my purpose to push my limits even further. And in a way, it was more in line with my values and my identity. Since then, I've had many remodeling of my purpose that are clearer and narrower than ever, providing me with a simple and distractions-free path to achieve great things. And if I was talking to myself 10 years ago, you would never believe what I achieved since then. Part 3. Defined intent. Both the themes of passion and purpose can be traced back to ancient texts and classical works, as they are centerpieces of human behavior. Sometimes the line between them can be pretty hard to trace. It lies on the intention and actions taken to achieve specific goals. This is where a basketball student who goes to the court every single day to play with his usual group of friends can fall into a trap. Yes, he loves playing ball and he excels compared to the rest of the group. But if he gets satisfied with his current results and does not put mental energy into planning the next few steps towards getting into a college team, he will probably stay an amateur player for the rest of his life. In the best of worlds, we would love to combine passion and purpose. In this way, we would all become true, loving experts of our own disciplines. Fulfillment would flow from all of us, and that paralyzing feeling of meaninglessness would extinguish from the world. Part 4. Victory and struggle. The adventure of following our purpose is rewarding, but it's also paved with pain related to failure. However, we should not be afraid of failure, as it is only through failure that we can learn and improve. The only actual way to fail is to stop taking steps towards achieving our purpose. Sadly, it's not that easy to achieve alone. That's why we need to help each other. Part 5. Dynamic alliances. Like failure, there are many factors that can motivate or discourage you to stay on track of your meaning. One habit that had a beneficial impact on my life is to make an effort to cultivate positive and productive relationships. This can be applied to colleagues, to friends, to family, yes, even your children and your parents. We need strong relationships so our inner circle can be encouraging and also call it out when we show signs of resistance. We hear the following saying a lot: you are who you spend time with. And of course, that's very real. But in a world where only a small portion of individuals really take control of their lives, leaving everyone behind is not what I suggest. Because the same logic can be applied reversely. people you spend time with are like you. Of course, not all relationships are rooted in love and mutual growth. Some cases are just not worth it. But just don't forget that it takes two to tango. And in my experience, most toxic relationships can be salvaged by engaging in benevolent and truthful communication. So the two things you want to prioritize in relationships regarding purpose are positivity and productivity. Having constructive bonds with your most trusted individuals ensures that you both get emotional support when needed. This help has the power to foster resilience and motivation in both of you. After deepening that bond, you will get to a collaborative climate which opens avenues to valuable resources like getting diverse perspectives and encouragement that fuels your commitment during challenges. To ensure your exchanges are both productive and positive, make sure you ask yourself from time to time if what you're saying to the other is nice, useful, true, and ask. If you find yourself saying something that does not follow the truth, try to reflect and find ways how you could have rephrased that sentence. If the other does not show openness and never asked for help, he might need time, love, and understanding before opening up. Thank you very much everyone for watching. It brings me great joy to read your comments and interact with you. If you have any subject you'd like to talk about, feel free to say it in the comment section. And please don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't want to miss any upcoming videos. Again, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.